Well, welcome back to Hardware Hackers. Get it? Well, welcome back. Whatever. Yeah. So it turns out the USB on my light died. Whoa! Got my soldering iron on, and that's not good. Because I nearly melted through the cable. Oh, this is a great start to the video. Anyway, the USB on my light died. So what we're going to do today, well, I'm going to just show you guys how to repair it. So what we're going to do is get the USB. We're just going to snip it off nowhere near where it happened. Boom. And then we just strip this down, if it will let me. There we go. All I do is just snip a few bits of this off. Okay, brilliant. Because all I need is power. Normally USB have more than 2 pins. I think they've got like 4, but that doesn't matter. So here we go. So we got ground, we got positive and negative. That's all you need to know. So I'm back, and I realised that I do not have any heat shrink. So there we go. You won't need this much. Well, these many, whatever. Yeah, you won't need this much. I like to keep it simple. Black, red, too flashy. We're not going to colour code both wires, so all we're going to do is, well, for starters, I'm going to get sat back down. Oops, I've just moved myself in the shed, just so I can, you know, have more room and whatever, but it's kind of a bit more uncomfortable than my usual setup. So anyway, it doesn't matter. What we've got here is, if you can see, we have an old phone charger where the USB micro has been worn out. Obviously it's one of them cheap ones. It's yeah, very cheap. And well, all we're going to do is just snip this end off, because this is the part where it's worn out. And I like to save cables because they're just, you know, just versatile. Anyway, this is not the best sort of cable to mess around with, because it's braided. So all I'm going to do is just get some of this braiding off by hand, like obviously like so, and just keep going and going and going. I can just keep going in there with the flush cutters, because they will, like, you know, sort of fluff it up, chop it, and just keep ripping it. I didn't have any other spare cable, so if you're really feeling fancy, you could get a pocket knife and do the same. It really makes no difference. And there we go. Now, like I said, USB, they have 4. So what we're going to do is, these 2 cables here, the green and the white, you are going to snip them off, because they are not important. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to strip back the red and the black, and all we're going to do is solder these together like so. So all I'm going to do is strip these back. So now you are probably wondering, how am I going to solder these 2 together? Well, that's a very good question. These are not easy to solder when you have just wires just dangling everywhere. So I recommend that you get yourself one of these. Okay, what these are just 2 crocodile clips with a magnifying glass. You don't need the magnifying glass for this though, although it would help, but it's not necessary. What you're going to do is you're going to clamp one side of the cable that you're going to piece together on one of the crocodile clips. Just make sure that it's actually as close as possible to the thing, and then you want to get this side, and all I'm going to do here is just chop off some of the excess sheath. And yeah, all we need to do is put that here like that, so you can see that it's already united itself pretty much already. All we have to do is just sort of put it all together, really. So I'm going to bend this back, and I'm going to bend the black back as well. Both blacks back. We're going to start off with the red, and you want to get some solder. And this is not the easiest job in the world, so what we're going to do is, actually, forget all that. I forgot one crucial step. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some heat shrink tubing, and well, I'm just going to cut off like half, because there really is no need for all of it. And all I'm going to do is get some solder, as I just previously said, after I obviously put this in. Okay, like that, otherwise you won't be able to get it in. So yeah, put that all the way back, and just put this back to where it belongs for now. And we just put these in like that. Make sure you get the two strands into each other. Now here's another thing that we want to do. See, I don't want to keep using heat shrink on top of heat shrink and on top of heat shrink, so all I'm going to do, once I've soldered this together, is I'm going to get some just normal electrical tape. It'll do the job fine. There's cleaner ways to do this, but oh well. So now that my soldering iron's hot, all I'm going to do is do my best to get these connections there we go, soldered on. And that is a nice, oh, it's quite clean actually. It's not too bad. Don't know whether you can see that. I can't even see my camera angle. Is that where I want it? Well, it could be more in the centre. Well, I hope this one goes just as well. So I'm just going to clean off my soldering iron tip. Put it back. I've just dropped that. That's not good. Clean that again. This is probably not the best place to solder, if I'm honest with you. But oh well. When you drop your soldering iron and you nearly burn yourself, that's great. And well, we're just going to do the same on this side, really. And I just want to sort of like get these out the way, so then I can just solely focus on these two over here. So I'm just going to place them within each other, so then they don't exactly run away. And I'm just going to do the same on this side. So as I said, we're just going to tin this joint. That is looking quite clean. Just spew a bit more solder together. There you go. Spread that solder around, and now you have two nice clean joints. Not the Snoop Dogg kind, but yeah, you've joined this up, and now these are absolutely fine. But the problem is, these are positive and negative wires, right? You don't want them to arc, no chance. So all we're going to do is just get a bit of this and just rip it off. This is cheap tape, but it's actually quite good for it being cheap. I'm not sure where else I can find good tape like this. So yeah, all you want to do is just make sure all the copper strands are covered. Okay. You don't have to do this side, but like, you know, obviously just for extra security you may as well, because like this side is already insulated, you don't need to do this side as well. And I'm praying this works, because if not, this will be a failure of a video. So all I'm going to do is just get that and loop it round as previously said. Because there are some videos that I'm going to need light for. And now we have that done, we can do the heat shrinking process. So all I'm going to do is just shove these as best as I can inside of here. They will go in, do not worry about that. As said, they will go in. And all I want to do now is, well, I can use hot air because I have a hot air station now, or I can just use the old school method. Where am I? Where is... There we go. Bearing in mind I don't smoke, but it's always nice to have a lighter. So yeah, all we're going to do is, ideally what I would do is like heat shrink while this is like in my hand properly, but all I'm going to do is like just wave the flame under this, and then I'm just going to do it on over the top as well, and on the other side as well. Ideally it's gonna... Okay, trying to think of a good way to do this on camera, but you kind of get the point. Okay, now that that's pretty sorted, we can wait for this to cool down, as I don't feel safe, you know, with it hot. Not that it will make much of a difference, I just like to be extra careful, so I'll see you guys in about 2 minutes. So obviously I like to test things before I actually show the result of the video. Now, turns out that that braided cable had something else wrong with it down the line, so I had to get another thing. And yeah, so this is now currently plugged in. I have the USB tester and it's showing 5 volts and it's showing 3 amps and 15 watts going up and down. It's fluctuating, that I do not know why, but yeah, I have my hot air station there, by the way. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this is all plugged in, obviously red to red, black to black, positive to positive, negative to negative, and we have our light up here. This is what I use to mainly put you know, just to record. Now as you can see, this is now lit up, so when I press that I have light. Then all I'll need to do is just get this heat shrink back together, like I showed previously, and job's a good one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.